Welcome to another episode of Wired Voices. Um, Welcome back to those who are joining us again, and for those who are joining us for the first time. Wired Voices is a podcast by Hero Wired where we try to bring out unique stories from our learners. Today we have Ajaz, our beloved learner, who who believes that there is no age is just a number when it comes to upskilling, and we will know more about his story without waiting any longer. Ajaz, how are you?
Hi, Shamli. Good evening. How are you? Thank you for the invite.
So, Ajaz, for our listeners mostly, we want to be able to understand when I say that age is not a number in your case. Um, why that stands true. Could you sort of share some sort of insights as to what do you do and which background you come from?
I'm running 49. I'll be 50 in January. All right. I mean, that's a big number. But then again, when it comes to learning or being in the marathon of a learner, it is still just a number. All right. Long way to go. So I have an experience of about 25 plus years professional experience in information technology. I have started my career as a software developer, system admin, to associate vice president business solutions. That was the last position I held. And when it comes to life, what we really understand or what we all can really experience is the change. All right. So life changes and like we all have to, change with it. So now what happens is like if I have my age old wisdom, which is good, but then what about my knowledge? I mean, I'm not having or gaining anything unless I put an effort into it. So the upscaling part comes into the picture wherein I need to voluntarily, okay, committedly get into this mindset of like, no, I need to learn something new. And that's what I've been doing. And it's fun. It's fun. I mean, learning should never stop. Not for
So
me,
it
not for
does
anybody.
tell. I'm very curious to know. A lot of times you would come across people questioning some of your initiatives. Sometimes someone will say, "Why are you doing this now?" Have you come across people questioning, your decision of upskilling now?
Yes, of course. I mean, at the stage of life I am in, of course, I mean, people around me, they are progressing, they are taking up higher positions and all, and mostly like I worked in management, so most management people, they are like, okay, we need to be like in the position where we are running the business. Not, and I'm not disclaiming anybody, but I'm like saying like it's like more of managerial work where you look and strategize and run for numbers. All right. But
Yeah.
then when it comes to actual work, we believe that, okay, we have a workforce. Now, I've always believed in a working manager style. All right. So I empower my people, my team or teams. So, like to empower, you need to have that knowledge wherein they can entrust you that if they are stuck or they have a problem, they can come back to you. And when I kind of took a break from my corporate life in like some time back, and I was like, okay, it's high time, I've done enough. But then when I wanted to get back to market, I was like looking around and I saw like, I mean, data science was kind of, or is the kind of thing which is like quite popular. And I was like, okay, let me do this. I studied a bit and I was like, oh, I can do it. Why not? When I was getting into it, people were like, why do you want to do it? And I was like, why not? I mean, what's that says that one at a particular age of that particular nature or background cannot do? So it was like, "Hey, you can do, but like, why?" Like, I mean, they thought like, I mean, I would be only looking at managerial roles. Like, sorry, with all the respect, it's like office role. Like, I mean, not doing that analytics, building algorithms and all, but that interests or say like, yeah, that interested me and still interests me as to how when you do something it like brings up those graphs and all, and how you can make sense of data. So yes, that those questions come about, and then I always said like, okay, why not be a better manager with that in what you say in use industry knowledge or skill. So like even
That's
when I'm with
right.
the team, they wouldn't put me like, okay, we just have to go to him for like managerial permissions or whatever things. I can be part of the group right from the beginning.
That's right. And a lot of times, what happens is that with people, they don't realize that your skill set, demand for market keeps evolving in every 2 years now, or even less. And to stay updated, I think it's important to update yourselves also, and to realize that there may be a requirement for us to be able to update ourselves. So it just, on those lines, sometimes people tend to impose, and given that you've been across levels, especially you've managed big teams, people tend to put timelines and age lines for whatever they're doing in life. So you'll study by, say, you'll finish your masters by the age of 21 max, then you get into job, and then you gradually start, moving from one level to another. When you are in job, and by 30 you should be at some level, by 35 you should be earning this much and in this level. So, and in this race, a lot of people, they forget to stop and see if they want to be able to evolve better. So any kind of message for people like those, given that you have been in various across various levels, you have managed people of different sizes, teams of different sizes.
I call what you mentioned as the circle of modern life. And if you've seen Simba, Lion King, so we all know that circle of life, right? The song and everything. But this is like the circle of modern life, wherein we really put that those brackets around the age and like, okay, the qualification gathering or whatever. I don't believe in that. I believe like just for an example, I encourage my wife to do her MBA after her marriage. She has done another. She holds 3 degrees, one before marriage and two after. She holds several certificates, all post marriage. So not only that, I am doing it just for my personal gain. I am encouraging my family members also, and anybody who comes across like me, I'm like the first one to like vouch like or to say like encourage like you need to learn more. See, the thing is, whenever you do those bracket kind of things, okay, yes, you gain that, and believe me, maturity plays a vital role in selecting what you want to do with your life. So when we are forced into, I'm using the word force because that's how the society is. Like you need to be, like at this age, you should be, or you should have been in like college, or you should have done engineering, or you should have done your XYZ whatever degree. Only you are 30 and you don't have masters. Why not? Why are you like not earn that before it's too late? So that word, too late and all. I mean, to me, education is to add to your maturity. Right. Not a degree, but just right next to your name, and like people would believe like, okay, you have that degree. So yes, with all due respect, all those degree holders, yes, I commend them for their achievements. But then like how much of that has come into play in their life? Like I've seen doctors, I've seen engineers coming into HR jobs, or doctors shifting into IT. So what was that? You took up a seat and you did like you tortured yourself getting the degree, becoming a doctor, and then you come into a back-end job of IT. So yes, this is what I am coming back to, is like education at the right time. You add to your maturity, then you build on it. Don't stop. It's a journey. You keep taking steps forward, and then learn from what you have like missed or done well, and then again look forward for how better you can make your life with education, of course. So that's
right.
my message to our.
That's right, Ajaz. So say, today, given that you are building your profile around data science, today, what do you think is going to be, do you really believe, and I'll just sort of try to rephrase my question, but do you believe that data science is going to be a required skill set for most people, if not all?
One good thing happened. Sorry, I wouldn't say good as in like in certain aspect it was good. COVID, all right. So like our nature and everything got reset, and people really assessed life in a different with a different perspective and all. Now post COVID, the data science sector got a boom. Okay, got a very big boost also. Okay, we got some big boosters to like. Now, why that had to happen, or why is it that post COVID? Because that brought about, or that put the limelight on what data can do for organizations. All right. And it has just begun. Like we said, 2019 and 2020 and 2021, we all were like shaken by COVID and the after effects of it. But now we are getting stable life, back to stability. And then now is when everything is coming back to normality. And now that experience will definitely help in shaping how things would go ahead. And we know now we are much better, like in preparedness. If something like this, may God forbid, if something like that happens, businesses, I mean, I'm not talking about people's health. Of course, I hope it never happens again. Businesses are now capable and they know, like, okay, when and what affects, I mean, with respect to data, like the decision making, and this will go on. So, data,
That's
so far
right.
as there is data, science will be there attached to it.
Wonderfully said. A closing, maybe one question as we sort of get to the end of the podcast, Ajaz, and because you have been a mentor in your capacity, you've been a manager in your capacity, a leader in your capacity. One message for those people who contemplate on a daily basis whether they are supposed to upskill or no. One message for them.
Upscaling is not just for your position or for your tag. I mean, the tags we put behind our names on LinkedIn or any other professional places. It is for life. So you don't upskill your qualifications, you are upskilling your own self. We always say, like, you raise your heels to see beyond, right? So upskilling
Yeah.
is that push you get in your heels, that you see much like further. So never stop. This is the message I would give to everybody. I mean, maybe your interest is not in data science, but then there are so many fields nowadays. Like, I mean, uh, it's like you just have to make up your mind, and there are things which can really get. And it's like the power of internet is all around us, right? So,
That's
like
right.
the uh, Star Wars say, "May the force be with you."
Very nicely said. Very nicely said, Ajaz. So thank you for joining us today. I had a wonderful time speaking with you. I'm sure our listeners are going to have a wonderful time listening to you. And for everyone out there, Ajaz's message is loud and clear. If you want to upskill, upskill today. If you want to upskill in 10 years' time, upskill then. If you want to be able to upskill as many times as possible in life, you should. Thank you, Ajaz.
My pleasure, Shomili. Thank you so much. Thank you, You're Wired.